Hello, dear students. How are you all? I think you are doing all well. Okay. And in today's class, let us verify some values whether they are zeros of the given polynomial or not. Okay. For example, let p of x is equal to x to the power of 4 minus 16. Let it be a polynomial. If it is a polynomial, we have to verify that minus 2 and plus 2 whether they are zeros of this polynomial or not. We have to verify. Okay, let us take the first value. When do they become 0? When minus 2 becomes 0 of this polynomial. When you substitute minus 2 in the particular polynomial, if the result is 0, then that value is called 0 of the polynomial. Okay, let us substitute minus 2 first. Yes, x is equals to minus 2. In place of x, let us substitute minus 2. Yes, p of x is equals to x to the power of 4. In place of x, minus 2 whole to the power of 4 minus, let us substitute x is equals to minus 2. So that is p of x is equal to x to the power of 4 minus 16. And in place of x, substitute minus 2. Then we get x to the power of 4, that is minus 2 to the power of 4 minus 16 minus 16. Now it is just to simplify this, minus to the power of 4. 4 is an even number. When you get even number as exponent when the exponent of the base, when the exponent of the base is an even number, that is a negative base, then you get positive number. So that is plus you will get. And 2 to the power of 4, 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16. So we get 16 and minus 16. 16 gets cancelled. We get 0. Yes, absolutely. We have got 0 as a result. Therefore, minus 2 is a 0 of p of x. Yes. Now here you can say that minus 2 is 0 of p of x. Absolutely. So in the same manner, you can substitute 2 in place of 4. Then you get some result. If the result is 0, then you can say that the 2 is a 0 of p of x, x to the power of 4 minus 16. If the result is not equal to 0, then we cannot say that is 0. So therefore, particularly when you substitute a particular value in the given polynomial, if the result is 0, then that particular value is called 0 of the polynomial. If the result is not equal to 0, then we cannot say it is not a 0 of the polynomial. That's all. And let's discuss one more example, one more problem. Here, polynomial p of x is equals to x square minus x minus 6. And we have to verify 3 and minus 2. Let us verify 3 and minus 2, whether they are zeros of the polynomial or not. So let us take the first value. If x is equals to 3, now you go for substitution of 3. P of x, what is the value of x? 3. Then x square, in place of x, just put 3. X square, that is 3 square, minus x, 3, minus 6, minus 6. Now just simplify the expression. 3 square, that is 3 square is 9, minus 3, minus 6. Both are in negative. Just you find their sum. Minus 3 minus 6, you get minus 9. And plus 9 minus 9 is 0. So therefore, we can say that 3 is exactly a 0 of x square minus x minus 6 polynomial. Now you can decide. Now let us check minus 2. Once you verify whether minus 2 is a 0 or not, if x is equals to minus 2, then p of minus 2 is equals to, What is a polynomial? X square, that is minus 2 square minus x minus of minus 2. So already we have discussed, I have told you in our previous videos, whenever the number is in negative, you please put in the bracket for avoiding the confusion. Then you can avoid the confusion. Otherwise you may get confusion. See here once again, x square, what is the x value? Minus 2 square minus and x, what is the value of x? Minus 2. So we are getting both negative symbol. That's why we have to put this x value in bracket. And minus 6. Now check. Now minus 2 square minus 2 into minus 2, 2 square, that is 2 into 2, 4 plus 4, and again minus into minus plus. We have no number here, we have no constant number, only 2 is left. So minus into minus plus 2 and minus 6. And finally 4 plus 2. What is 4 plus 2? 6. And minus 6. So both gets cancelled. So we get 0. Yes. Now check. Here when we substitute minus 2 in the given polynomial, the result is showing 0. The result is showing 0. Means whenever you get result 0, then you can say that the particular value what we have substituted in the polynomial, the value is called 0 of the polynomial. Now in this problem, 3 and minus 2 both are 0 of this polynomial. So that's it. Just now we have discussed about the 0 of the polynomial. When particular values are given, we have substituted that particular values in the given polynomial, and finally we checked the result. If the result is 0, then the values what we have substituted in the polynomial are called zeros of the polynomial. If the result is not equal to 0, then we cannot say. We can say that they are not the zeros of the polynomial. In the same manner, now let us see how do you find zeros of graph. Zeros of graph. Now let us see zeros of graph. Yes. How do we find zeros of graph? Yes. Now let me draw a graph. Now this is a graph. We have like this, and one more graph like this. So one more graph like this, and one more graph here. I have drawn 5 graphs. Okay. Now, how do we check the zeros of the graph? Just now we have discussed about the zeros of the polynomial. When values are given, we substituted the values in the polynomial and we check whether they are zeros of the polynomial or not. Now, in this manner, when a particular graph is there, then how do you find zeros of the graph? So first of all, I'll tell you, zeros means nothing but the graph. First of all, you have to observe the graph where that graph intersects x-axis. The x-intercept means the graph will intersect some x or y axis or both the axis, but particularly in this case, the x-intercept is called 0 of the graph. Which value is called 0 of the graph? If the graph is intersecting the x-axis, if it is intersecting x-axis at one place, one value. If it is intersecting 2 times, 2 zeros. If it intersects 3, then we get 3 zeros. So, how many times it intersects x-axis, that many values we get. Those values are called zeros of the graph. You should not mind about y-axis, because we have to observe our concentration completely should be on x-axis. check the graph. Where does it intersect the x-axis? Okay, let's take the first case. In this first case, this is a graph. This graph is intersecting y-axis and also x-axis. Y-axis at this place and the x-axis at this place. But don't mind about y-axis. Now tell me, how many times that graph is intersecting x-axis? That's all. I want that answer. Once again, this graph is intersecting both the axes. But I want how many places, at how many places this graph is intersecting x-axis? Yes, only one place. Only one place. Therefore, this graph has 0. Yes, this graph has 0. But how many zeros? 1 0. This graph has 1 0. Yes. Let's go to second example. Now here we have drawn a graph. Okay. And this is x-axis and this is y-axis. Now check, the graph is somewhat different. And this graph is intersecting both x and y-axis in different places. But what I said just now we have discussed in the first case, you observe at how many places that graph is intersecting x-axis. That's all. I want just x-axis. Let's go to directly x-axis. This graph is intersecting y-axis here and here, but x-axis at here. It is intersecting x-axis and y-axis at the same point. But is it intersecting x-axis or not? Yes, absolutely it is intersecting x-axis. Therefore, how many zeros? This graph has 0, but how many zeros? 1 0. Let's come to third case. Now here, this is also a graph and it is x-axis and it is y-axis. Now check at how many places this graph is intersecting x-axis. Or only one place, so 1 0. Just we are discussing about zeros, how many zeros that graph has. Now this graph has 1 0, this graph and this graph. This first 3 cases, the graph is having 1 0. Now let's go to third and fourth case, and this is graph x-axis and y-axis. Now this graph is intersecting x-axis at how many places? Let us see. This. So how many places? 1, 2, 3. It is intersecting at 3 places. Therefore, this graph is having 3 zeros. How many zeros? 3 zeros. This graph is having 3 zeros. So like this, we can find the number of zeros of the graph even for graph also. Okay, nice. For example, here it is intersecting. Let's take values now. I'm talking about only x-axis because our concept is about zeros of the graph is nothing but intersection of x-axis. That's why I'm taking only x-axis value. Now tell me here, at which place it is intersecting? At -1. Means what is 0? It is -1. The point is -1, 0, because what is the point? This point is on x-axis. The point on x-axis at how many? At which value? At -1. Is there any y-axis? No y-axis value. So y-axis value is 0. First coordinate -1. Second coordinate is +1. Therefore, 0 of this graph is only 1 0. The value is -1. And here it is intersecting at one place. The value is, the 0 is 0. What is the value? What is 0 here? Here 0 is 0 of this graph. First of all, how many zeros are there for this graph? 1 0. What is the value? 0. Because it is intersecting x-axis at 0, 0. Means the x coordinate is 0. Therefore, the value of the graph is 0. And coming to next. This one also is 0, 0. So the value of 0 is 0. and coming to here, and it is 0 comma 0 and 1 2 minus 1 minus 2. Yes, it is intersecting at 0 comma 0, and this is a point on x-axis, value 2, no y value 0, and this is on point on x-axis minus 2 comma 0. It is 2 comma 0, 0 comma 0, minus 2 comma 0. This graph is intersecting the graph at 3 places. So therefore this graph is having 3 zeros. But what are the values? Minus 2, 0 and 2. So these are the 3 zeros of this graph. In the same manner, if you get any graphs like this, first of all, identify the graph and check where the graph is intersecting x-axis, and at which place, at which point it is intersecting. At minus 2 or at minus 1 or 0, 0 or at 1 or at plus 2. You check, and that particular value will become 0 of the graph. So like this, you can understand the remaining problems also. Once go through your textbook and practice some more problems. That's all. Thank you.